area. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Last day, the situation had no principal changes in the ATO zone. There were odd facts of aggressive actions on behalf of ragtag insurgents in Donetsk and Luhansk. According to our intelligence, the new members of personnel arriving from the Russian Federation, there are attempts to create one leading center to which all the bands will be subordinated. No casualties, only one combatant wounded. President of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, awarded posthumously the Order of Golden Star and the honorary title of the Hero of Ukraine to Colonel Alexander Lysenko, who protected territorial integrity of Ukraine, sacrificed his life for being faithful to his oath. Deputy head of Security Service Department in Sumy Oblast was killed on the 5th of May 2014 at Slavyansk. He was covering for his comrades against the terrorist fire. Ukraine will always remember heroes of anti-terrorist operations. Ukrainian artists are supporting our military personnel. The field quarters at Mariupol were visited by performance from Poltava State Philharmonic House and local volunteers. Performance performed before the combatants, and volunteers provided them with movable ovens, sets of military uniforms, winter footgear, and other things. Another group of Ukrainian warriors in ATO area was visited by the creative group of the 58th House of Officers Club at in Lviv. Lviv volunteers provided our combatants with more than 100 kilos of sausages, warm clothing, sweets, and varenikis. And there are some amateurs who also provide for our armies. Young amateur aircraft designers provided them with a drone. They have their club at South Ukrainian NPP. Here's the properties. Weight is 1.5 kilos, altitude up to 1,000 meters, the length of duration of flight about 40 minutes, and the distance 10 kilometers, and the velocity is 60 kilometers per hour. This drone can be launched from hand and is easy in operation. When disassembled, it's quite compact and very good for transportation. Questions, please. Tatiana Serhichuk, Ukrainian Radio. Please tell us, please, before the new year, 11,000 sleeping bags were produced for the military conditions, for the combat conditions. So are they provided to the front line? I cannot answer this question about the sleeping bags. I will clarify this information and provide you with some further update. TV, I, Andriy the young man who reached 18 years of age, are now being drafted. And now we have the draft age up to 27 years. So for men, 25 people could not be drafted. Now they can be drafted. So should they report to the military enlistment officers, and how should they get ready for mobilization? Speaking of mobilization and the draft. This is regulated by the secondary legislation issued by the Ministry of Defense, and military enlistment officers are subordinated to the ministry. People receive the notice and they have to report to the enlistment officers. That does not mean that they are immediately mobilized. They are drafted to see whether they are medically fit and to understand what is their profession for the temporary service. For example, people can do communications, and if they can drive some vehicles, they can become tank personnel officers. So people should be enlisted with their specific specialties taken into account if they are drafted, and there will be a decision to that effect. They will show up for some short-term courses to receive a qualification or develop their qualification. Military mobilization does not necessarily mean that they will go into the ATO. Such people have to be first medical examined. If those people are fit for the service, they are informed that they cannot be conscripted for combat military service, and then in the field conditions they have to train and practice, to be trained to practice, and only after that, on decision of the military command, they will be seconded to a specific military unit. So this is planned work for enlistment officers. That does not mean that they will go to the front line immediately. Are there any further questions? Thank you very much, Colonel. Our next briefing will